What is up, everybody? Welcome into this week's episode of It's Called Football on the Vendetta Sports Media YouTube channel. Per usual, Jerry Walker, Jackson Fyda here to talk some Premier League action from the past weekend. But, Jackson, it is an international break, so the final one before we see the World Cup draw on December 5th. We'll know virtually all the teams who will have qualified. We still, I think, will have, two more spots to be filled by the Interconfederation playoffs, which take place in March. It's 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's 2.
Wait. Yeah,
I think
it's 2.
Yeah.
So we'll have 2 spots left, but we'll know who everyone else is playing, where they're playing, when they're playing. Can't wait. So we'll touch on the qualifiers that are going on at the moment. Jackson, how are you doing on this Thursday afternoon?
I'm good. We actually had some interesting games today. I mean, Portugal with Ireland. So that one was kind of a bit of a stunner. And then France qualified. I think Norway qualified.
Norway hasn't officially qualified just because they play Italy.
But they've qualified.
Italy needs to win. What do they need to win by?
It's ridiculous.
Something goals. Let's see the goal difference. They need to win by 17 goals.
Yeah, it's they qualified today as well.
Good on Norway. Took them long enough.
But it's been an interesting day so far. And at the time we're recording, we still have some CONCACAF stuff coming up later. I actually really enjoy these international breaks right before the World Cup. It's so much really kind of comes together. You see teams fighting for their lives. You see ultimate joy, ultimate defeat. Oh, it's great.
It just means more when you're playing for your country instead of playing for your club at times.
Yeah, it really does. Well, for most people, yeah.
But we will get into it starting with the Premier League stuff and starting with the best player in the world, or at least the hottest, Erling Haaland, Man City. Shocker against Liverpool, win 3-0 at home, and Haaland scores midway through the first half. Then Nico Gonzalez gets his first goal of the game, and then Jeremy Doku wrapped it up to make it all 3-0. I was amazed that this was this one-sided. Were you?
Yeah, I mean, it was domination. Possession-wise, it was actually pretty split. But in terms of actually creating chances and doing anything relevant in attack, it was all Manchester City. And even though it was 3-0, also didn't mention the fact that Erling Haaland had a penalty saved.
Yeah.
So it really was as bad as it looked, and probably should have been worse. Liverpool looked miserable. I mean, it really just was horrible from them. City, they're hot right now. It all starts with the man you mentioned, who I don't think there's any shame in saying he's the best player in the world right now, because no one, if he's feeling himself, I don't think anyone can really stop him, especially right now. He got the goal, and it wasn't just him this time. We have Nico Gonzalez got his goal, and then Jeremy Doku scored an absolute worldie.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful goal that was. But it all starts with Erling Haaland. If he's playing well and he's scoring and getting themselves in the right positions, City is going to do just fine. That's what they did today. It really comes down to that one guy, I think. When he's on, which he usually is on, they're pretty good. Liverpool had absolutely no answer for anything.
Yeah, and they couldn't even get it going offensively. I think they finished with a total of 7 shots, only one on target, and so 4 of them were blocks. So not even going towards the goal in the end. They had more possession, but it was just there was a lack of anything. Florian Wirtz continues to struggle. Ekitike was completely manned out. Mo Salah didn't get anything going. It was just an all-around diabolical performance for Liverpool.
Yeah, no, it really was. They looked helpless. Watching the game, this looked like what City looked like in their prime, kind of. And I will say, Ryan Cherokee is absolute baller. Love watching that man play. City, I didn't know how things would look this year for them.
They're back.
They look like they're pretty back right now. They've got a lot of guys who are picking it up. Foden's been picking it up recently. Didn't get a goal in this one, but he's been looking pretty good recently as well. Bernardo Silva's looking sharp. Doku is looking like he's finally adding that final product to his game with some of the assists he's had recently in the midweek in the Champions League. He had a nice cutback assist, and then getting his goal this week, obviously. he's really starting to add that final product because he's always been insane at dribbling, and I think he led the league last year in number of times getting into the opponent's 18-yard box. He's very good at that. Now that he's adding a final product onto the end of it, watch out. City's clicking.
Oh, yeah, and they're clicking at a perfect time, too, with looking at their upcoming fixtures. It's Newcastle, who's in the bottom 7, Fulham, Leeds. Those are the next 3. Then they have Sunderland, who's shocking people. Crystal Palace is up and down. But then you play 2 of the teams in the relegation zone, and at home to West Ham and away to Nottingham Forest. This is a very, very, very favorable stretch for Man City at the moment. And Arsenal, I don't want to say anything to jinx anything, but keep an eye on your back at the moment, just because I feel like Man City is getting hot.
I mean, there's not even a back to watch yet. It's still early enough, and we've all seen this movie play out before. I don't think any Arsenal fans are, well, we shouldn't be jumping the gun because this has happened over and over and over before. I still think Arsenal's got the strongest squad in the Prem this year, but does that mean we'll win it? No. And with City looking as hot as they are right now, I would be foolish to not think that they could easily go on and win this title. Only 4 points back, and we still have 17. I'm an idiot. 27
more games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and speaking of Arsenal, interesting game this weekend. I'll let you kind of take over the reins on that one.
We've been talking about Sunderland on this show a little bit and just how surprising they've been. And we were talking beforehand that you actually mentioned you expect to see kind of a Nottingham Forest situation happen where they fall off as the season goes on. I think that's completely realistic to say right now. Newly promoted and they're sitting in 4th place. But what we have seen from Sunderland so far and in this game has been nothing short of remarkable. They are good. They are good. They opened the scoring in this game, 36-minute, went into halftime with a 1-0 lead. It was Daniel Ballard. Arsenal comes back. Saka has a nice goal. Trossard gets a beautiful finish on his, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely roofed that. But then, 94th minute, Brian Bobby scores a rather chaotic goal. And just like that, it's level. And that's all you need to do if you're a team like Sunderland. It doesn't have to be beautiful, breathtaking stuff. You can lose the possession battle 67% to 33%, meaning Arsenal controlled 2/3 of the game on the ball. Arsenal had double the shots. They had 2 more on target. But at the end of the day, all that matters is that when the time came, Sunderland scored. And I'm going to give a lot of credit to Sunderland. Arsenal had only been scored on 3 times in the league before this game.
Yeah.
That was Liverpool, Erling Haaland and Manchester City, and then Newcastle. Those are the only 3 goals that they've conceded. Voltemata, a beautiful free kick from Szoboszlai, and then Erling Haaland, who's the best player in the world right now. Sunderland scored twice on the best defense in the world at the moment, on arguably the best goalkeeper in the world in the moment. They're good. They really are good. And from an Arsenal perspective, the thing that's disheartening about this is you're on the road, you're down 1-0, you score 2 goals, you're up 2-1. You just have to see the game out. You failed to do so in stoppage time as well. That's disheartening as hell, because this would have been a good 3 points. But you got to give all the credit in the world to Sunderland. I'm looking at it more as a positive for Sunderland than a negative for Arsenal. It's still a point for Arsenal. It's not great. You want all 3 points. But the way this Sunderland team battled, the heart, the passion that they're showing, you got to give them a lot of credit. And again, like you said before the show, I bet you we see that fall off happen at some point. It's realistically not sustainable to expect them to finish top 4, let alone in a European spot. But relegation was on everyone's mind with this team heading into the year, and I think they put that to bed very quickly.
Oh, yeah. They're already up to 19 points on the season. Usually you want to get to that magic 30 and kind of the usual safety area where you get 30 plus, you'll be fine. This year, there's a lot of teams that will not be getting anywhere near 30, I would think. But Sunderland's already 11 points away from that. And they did this in a banging smash and bang or smash and grab type fashion.
Yeah.
That's completely out-dominated. Had 2 total shots on target. I think the XG number was 2.09 for Arsenal to 0.44 for Sunderland. So they weren't even expected half a goal, yet they come away with 2 goals, 1 point against the league leaders. and a huge boost in morale for this team that's already on fire, and the fans are going crazy with them now. And it's one of those ones that it's like, they did what you need to do as a newly promoted side. Pretty much gut the team. They did.
Yeah.
They went out and bought so many new players over the summer transfer window. It's like night and day from last year, and it's clearly paying off because you look at Leeds and you look at Burnley, both of which kept majority of their team together, both lose once again this weekend. So,
yeah, no, you got to give them a lot of props for how they've approached this return. And I think from a Premier League perspective, having them back is great, and having them do this well is amazing. You know, the Sunderland's a team that everyone who grew up around our age, older, you knew that in the Premier League. They were there. I remember when Josie Altidore was playing for them.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Probably the most horrible stint any strikers ever had with a Premier League club, but I still remember those days.
Yeah, that was a wild time of U.S. national team players in the Premier League. Because what was it? Tim Howard was at Everton, wasn't he?
Tim Howard was actually a dog, though. I can't even.
Yeah, he was. It was Clint Dempsey was Fulham.
Clint Dempsey was unbelievable at Fulham as
well.
Where
did Landon Donovan play?
He played at Everton on loan for like a month.
Okay, yeah, I remember him being there briefly.
He would do that where he'd go on loan for like a month or two. He did it with Bayern. He did it.
Yeah,
Everton, but he never actually made the full move over. And then you have Brad Gazan, who's now retired, playing for Aston Villa for the longest time as well. But
that's right.
Yeah, no, there's some throwbacks in there, man. I can keep going with some of them. But yeah, Sunderland is one of those classic teams that you think of in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing them back, seeing them do well from a fan perspective, from a league perspective is great. And we all had questions and doubts about this team, but they have put those to bed. This team is legitimately good. They play really, really well at home. The Black Cats are back. They're doing well. I don't expect them to fall super far. I don't think that, again, like I said, I don't see a European spot, but with how they're playing, the resolve they have, I mean, a top 10 finish is not an unrealistic expectation.
No, not at all. And it's one that I think that should be, obviously you shoot to, your aim is to win the league, your aim is to qualify for Europe. Realistically for Sunderland, neither of those really going to happen. So your next most realistic goal, just finish top 10, finish in the top half of the table and go from there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Arsenal has a brutal next 3 matches across all competitions. North London derby next weekend. Fortunately, they're home to Tottenham. Then home to Bayern Munich in the Champions League, then at Chelsea. So not a lot of travel for them. All staying in London, but 3 very tough games. So
yeah, it's a very tough stretch. And the Bayern one in particular is going to be tough because Bayern is
they're
best team in the world right now.
Yet even they dropped points at the weekend for the first time all season.
Yeah, they almost lost that game against Union Berlin.
Yeah,
late rescue in that, but Bayern is the best team in the world right now, and then obviously Chelsea. They're a little off and on with how they've been performing, but they're still sitting in third. They're only 6 points back.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's pretty hard to argue, especially considering Cole Palmer's absence. And then Tottenham. I mean, that's the North London derby. Anything can happen. So
yes, it can.
I mean, we'll see what happens with this upcoming stretch for Arsenal. I think it's a huge positive that we have the international break to kind of reset. People can recharge a little bit. Those who aren't on international duty can stay and work a little bit. Those who are there can get their heads clear, play for the national teams. God willing, injuries happen, come back, focus up for the North London derby. You got to take it one game at a time because it's just one of those things where you can't look ahead because this game's crazy, and then this game's crazy.
Yep. And talking about crazy games and the North London derby, Tottenham had one hell of a game this weekend. Hosting Man United. Man U, Buemo continues to play really well. He's been a superb signing for them.
Yeah.
That's what he did at Brentford last season, but he gets a goal 32 minutes in. Then not a whole lot happens for a while. We get to the 84th minute. Maddie's Tell scores to get Tottenham level. 7 minutes later, it's Richarlison who gives Tottenham the lead. And all of the white part of North London, all the Tottenham fans around there, were thinking, we've won this game, it's over. And out of nowhere, Matthias de Ligt, of all people, gets a 96th minute equalizer to shatter the dreams of Tottenham fans and give enjoyment to Man U, but that was another crazy game.
Oh, it was the late game heroics. First of all, we thought it was from Richarlison, and I thought Tottenham were the deserved winners of this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just watching, you can look at the stats, but just watching the game as a whole,
Oh,
it felt
yeah.
Tottenham was a better team. I got to give a lot of props to this Manchester United side. We didn't know what things would look like this year under Ruben Amorim, and it was very rough at one point. Grimsby Town had that man on the hottest seat imaginable, but it looks like they're figuring things out. I mean, a 2-2 draw when you have to score late on the road at a Tottenham side that's playing pretty well and is actually sitting in 5th place right now. I mean, they're tied on points like 5 teams are, but basically the same thing at this point. But going on the road and getting that result's a massive dub for them. I mean, that's got to feel like a win. Getting the 96-minute equalizer in a game that you probably shouldn't have gotten anything from, that's a huge win. And from a Tottenham perspective, that's pretty crippling because you score in the 84th, you score in the 91st, you're the better team. You feel like you should get all 3 points, but you just can't see the game out.
Yep, and it's this pretty much the same thing you said with Arsenal. It's you just have to finish, close out the game, and something about the North London teams this past weekend just couldn't finish it off.
Couldn't do it, and I mean that's a crucial thing. If Tottenham really wants to be back in those Champions League spots, they have to make sure they actually get all 3 points from games like this. Manchester United as well. We're not going to give them a pass. It just feels like they've been so out of things for so long now that seeing them even I know Tottenham finished horribly last year, but just years and years of Manchester United underperforming, seeing how they're actually starting to come together now. From a Manchester United perspective, you feel that kind of hope. So I feel like you give them more of a pass. But from a Tottenham perspective, if Thomas Frank really wants to get them back to where they think they should be in the top 4, this is the kind of game you have to see out. You have to get all 3 points. You have to defend well. Got to finish this thing out.
Oh, definitely. It's one that you can't be dropping these points in this tight of a title. Fortunately, as you said earlier, it is still early in the season, so it's not too much of a concern for anybody there, I wouldn't imagine. Any other Premier League matches you want to touch on before we kind of shift our focus to World Cup qualifying?
I don't think we have to dive deep in anything, but it's worth pointing out that Newcastle continues to struggle.
Yep.
I mean, they're having a wretched season for their standards. 3-1 loss to Newcastle. I know Dan Burn got the red, and that's ultimately when things started to go really south. But at that point, it was still 1-1 with Brentford, who has performed better than we expected they would. I think both you and I thought we'd see a lot more struggle from them. It's been pretty impressive that they have been so resilient, considering manager left. Manager left, star players left. But Newcastle is just – they're not getting it done. No. They're not getting it done, and they've got the players to do it. Voltemata is a great player. Harvey Barnes. They started Murphy in this one, but you have Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton. I mean, you have Anthony Elanga on the bench for this. Center back Boatman, Chow, and then he didn't start this one, but Fabian Schär. Those are good players. Dan Burns with the English national team. Nick Pope. I mean, you've got solid players, and it's not been the year they want.
Yeah, it has not been at all. And did Nick Pope get injured? I wasn't able to watch this match, but I did see he came off as a substitute.
Yeah, I didn't watch this match either, but I'm pretty sure he did as well.
Easy enough then. Makes sense. But yeah, it's one that's fair play to Brentford for getting a comfortable 3-1 win. And Newcastle, you got to turn it around at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean, but finishing a top 5 spot, I'm not seeing it with this team right now, not with how other teams are performing, the resurgence of Tottenham and Manchester United. I just don't see a world where they do, to be honest. I do expect to see them rebound in some fashion, though, and ultimately finish in the top 10.
Hear me out. They get relegated but win the Champions League.
I'd be here for it.
Yeah,
leading in a World Cup year, seeing something as crazy as that, that'd be great.
Yeah, because I mean they have Man City up next, and then Marseille in the Champions League. So maybe they should just put all their money into. I wonder if they'll spend crazy in January. We'll see about that.
I wouldn't be shocked. I will say, I feel like I don't actually have stats in front of me to back this, and this could be an outdated observation, but I feel like Newcastle gives City a lot of problems just in general. And that's a stupid comment to make always, because each year's a new year. There's no Isak anymore. And I remember the year Alan St. Maximin was absolutely cooking them on the left side. And I don't know. There's always a part of me whenever Newcastle plays City now where I'm like, watch out, City, because Newcastle in the past has given them some problems. But obviously this City squad is different. This Newcastle squad is different.
Yeah, Newcastle have been consistently just maybe every other year taking points from Man City, and usually it is at home, which is where they are this time. I mean, they drew at St. James Park last season, 1-1 thanks to an Anthony Gordon penalty, then promptly lost 4-0 at the Etihad. So you never really know with Newcastle what's going to happen.
I also feel for Newcastle, last comment on this, because that Liverpool game right there, late minute defeat, and then Arsenal, they freaking had it and then ultimately don't have it. You know, they played well in those games, couldn't finish it out. They've been unlucky with certain things. The Isak situation, I think, really set everything back, to be completely honest with you. I'm sure that impacted morale, the locker room, all that. So. I think they'll ultimately be okay. And you've seen positive signs from them, but it is not clicking right now at all. They are only 2 points out of the relegation zone, which is pretty ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Which is not good for them, but otherwise, not much else of note really happened in the Premier League this past week. And Aston Villa looked good, won 4-0 against Bournemouth. Chelsea did the same, 3-0 against Wolves. But we all kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, Villa's picked it up again. I mean, they had a rough start to the year as well. We mentioned that in some of our shows, but they're looking better and better every passing week. And Bournemouth has started. They showed some cracks in that game, you know?
Yeah. Quite a few.
Kind of figured it would happen, but yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, moving on to some World Cup qualifying, and we're going to start in Asia, work our way around the globe. And Asia is left with one team still remaining, or I guess one more match for a team to qualify into the Interconfederation playoff. That first leg happened earlier today. UAE, the United Arab Emirates, taking on Iraq, and it was 1-1 there. Didn't seem like the most thrilling game, to say anything. It was a goal 10 minutes in for Iraq, 18 minutes late in for the UAE. But the second leg is coming up next Tuesday. This one's at Iraq. What do you expect who are you expecting to come out of this one?
I'm going to be honest. We have no idea. At this point, we're at this point of AFC teams where you just don't know. It really depends on the day. Like AFC, Japan's always going to be insane. You can expect Korea to be ridiculous as well. And some other teams you typically expect to do well. I was going to throw Saudi Arabia in there, but I mean, they haven't exactly lived up to what you'd expect. But you get to this certain point now where I feel like it's so similar and there's actually a fair amount of parity in the teams. It really just kind of just comes down to the day. I'm going to back Iraq because it's in Iraq, right? Yeah. You kind of have to do that. But if you had to ask who I think is going to win and I had to give a genuine answer, I have no idea. I'm just going to be trying to watch it in some way I can. I don't even know how. I was trying to figure it out today. Couldn't figure it out. So I was watching some CAF instead. But I do want to see if I could watch that second leg because I feel like it would be very, very fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think it'd be entertaining. And it's funny today, and we talked a little bit about Iraq and their manager, the show, who's an Australian guy, Graham Arnold, the ex-Australia manager. The referee for this first leg was also an Australian guy. I'm not saying there's anything of it, but you've seen in a lot of other sports recently. And I haven't read anything about there being controversy. I just find that a little ironic.
Well, considering the bullshit with the round prior to this one with Qatar and Saudi Arabia somehow getting a host for no reason other than they have money because Qatar didn't even finish in the top 3 in their group.
Yep.
It would not surprise me. I don't think so. At the end of the day, whatever, we're here coming up with some very convoluted conspiracy theory that really is pretty non-consequential, but Because like even if you win this, you still have to go to the Interconfederation playoffs. But yeah, I mean AFC, man, they've got some stuff going on. I actually heard a rumor. I'm going to share this that I don't know the validity of this, but that Japan was looking at the possibility of splitting from AFC and creating the Eastern Asian football.
I have read about that as well, which I
Yeah,
don't know what that would entail. I don't know if it would just be like Australia, Japan, South Korea.
I assume it would include, if they were to do this, you'd include basically every island nation. So you'd throw in the Guams, you'd throw in then the Philippines,
So it's
Indonesia,
almost, yeah, I guess so. China, North Korea.
Vietnam, Cambodia. I guess you would just split. To
Yeah.
be fair, from a logistics standpoint,
That makes so much more sense.
it would make sense because they're literally traveling halfway across the world for some of these games. I don't think people realize how big Asia is. It is freaking big. Japan going all the way to, let's say, Syria. That's freaking far. That's really Australia going all the way out. I mean, that's a ridiculous travel.
Yeah, I mean.
And I mean, culturally speaking as well, East Asia is very different than the Middle East. And so I don't think it'll happen, but
it's like, I mean, South Korea, and they ultimately won their group convincingly, but their group was Kuwait, Palestine, Oman, Iraq, and Jordan.
Yeah.
Every single away trip is halfway around. There's all the way on the other side of Asia.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous travel. I mean, I wonder how long. That's got to be at least a 13-hour flight. Like,
it's got to be at least that.
That takes it out of you. I mean, it's not just the travel time; it's the time difference. And I honestly wouldn't be that surprised if at some point down the line this happened. I think with some of the money we're seeing and some of the possible corruption coming from some of these Middle Eastern nations, a country like Japan, which really is the face of AFC, could do something like this. They've got the money to do this. They've got the soccer acumen. I mean, I'm back in Japan to make a run at this World Cup. I think they're nasty.
Yeah.
So just something interesting we wanted to throw out there because this would be really interesting to see.
I don't hate the idea at all. I think it just have to be done properly, but it makes so much sense as you're saying logistic wise.
I'm pretty sure for Asian Champions League, it's already split geographically anyway.
Okay.
I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure they're already doing that. It makes sense. It's just a huge area of land to cover. So, something to keep an eye on here in the future.
Yeah, it's a massive area. Moving on down to Africa, we had the 2 playoff semifinals today, and they were quite something, to put it that way. Start with the less exciting one. Cameroon falls and is eliminated from World Cup contention to the Democratic Republic of the Congo. They lose that one 1-0. And it's the end of, I think, I guess they've only made the last World Cup, Cameroon, and had a year off before that. But it's one of the African nations you always expect to be in the World Cup, or at least should be competing for it. It's a shock to see that they've gone home already.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this beforehand, you have 2 World Cup stalwarts, if you will, in Cameroon and Nigeria, which means someone ain't going, and Cameroon's already not going. It is surprising, like you said. When you think of Cameroon as a footballing nation, Samuel Eto'o, probably the best player. I mean, this is debatable, but I think he's the best African player to have ever played the game. Very debatable. Plenty of other qualified candidates. They also had Raja Milla back in the day. They've had some absolute ballers, some very good teams. And they have, we were talking about how good Mbeumo is. Yeah. They've got freaking Mbeumo. They've got really good players. And they just, I mean, the fact that they're not going it's very, very surprising, especially considering when you look at their initial qualifying group. Now, all credit in the world to Cape Verde. But Cameroon, they should never have struggled with that at all. I mean, just looking at the roster they have now, where the guys are playing, they've got some very good players.
Yeah, and it turned out it was a 91st minute winner for the DR Congo.
Yeah.
Chancel Mbema, who plays for Lille. So it's not like you're losing to players from bad teams, but it's just as a team, and it was the center back who scored the winner. It's like you'd expect a little bit more from a team of Cameroon's caliber and history.
Yeah. To be fair, though, like you just mentioned, good players on Congo as well, DRC Congo.
Yeah.
They've got a good squad as well. They've been pretty good for a while now. They haven't really, I feel like, transcended global perception yet. But this is one step to doing that because they're only one game away from the World Cup. But they've got some very good players. Dudes playing in France, like you just mentioned. You got dudes playing in the Premier League with Sunderland, different levels in Spain, all over the place. I also have Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Axel Tuanzebe both play for DR Congo.
Oh, yeah. So it's not a bad team.
Yeah, they've got some good players. So I'm not trying to take anything away from that. It's just when you think of World Cup in Africa, Cameroon is usually one of the nations that comes up.
Definitely. But do you think, and I guess the other team, the note, was Nigeria. Nigeria took on Gabon, was 1-0 Nigeria with a 78th minute goal. Then the 89th minute, Gabon equalizes. However, it didn't last long. Game goes into extra time, and Nigeria promptly put 3 past, including Victor Osimhen getting 2 in the later stages of extra time to wrap it all up. Hell of a statement for Nigeria. Are you surprised that they beat Gabon this easily?
No, not. I know Gabon, out of all the teams, they performed the best in the group stage. But Nigeria, the level of players they have is very impressive. And it goes beyond just Osimhen, who we all know how good that guy is. He's one of the best strikers in the world, still is. And I'm going to be very surprised if he doesn't move on from Galatasaray in the next couple of years, even though they paid a shit ton of money for him. But beyond that, I mean, Ademola Lookman was getting Ballon d'Or shouts about a year ago.
Yeah.
He's got some class to him. You got Samuel Chukwueze is very good. Akor Adams, he's good. You have Alex Iwobi still, Wilfred Ndidi.
It's still such a strong team that it's almost shocking that they didn't automatically qualify and have to go through this.
That was the most surprising part of all this for me, because when you're looking at quality of players, maybe only rivaled by Morocco.
Yeah, I
think. And even then, again, this might be a little biased just because of how good Nigeria's been for so long, but I'd probably give it to Nigeria, but they really didn't show up in qualifying. And that's the beautiful thing about Africa. We will say that there's just so much chaos that can always happen. I'm happy to see Bafana back, but them winning the group over Nigeria really did surprise me.
Yeah, and that's the same. It's kind of shocking just knowing the quality of players that Nigeria has at the moment. Yeah. I do think that they will get past the DR Congo, though.
Oh, I agree.
And I think they'll probably win relatively comfortably. I'm not expecting a whole lot of fight to be put up by a Central African country.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. Looking at it beforehand, I was back in Nigeria anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick by that. I think reality is they just have so much firepower. I mean, Osimhen right there, even if he's not scoring, he takes so much attention away. So
yeah, and such a deep team as well. Anything else from the African World Cup qualifying? Because I guess everyone had already qualified previously. We're just trying to figure out the team to go to the Interconfederation playoff now.
Oh, and if Nigeria goes through, I'm backing them against basically whoever they play.
Yeah.
I will say that.
As of now, the only 2 teams who have gone through to the ICP is Bolivia and New Caledonia. I would take Nigeria over both of those teams.
Easily. Especially because it's not going to be an away game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is all being played in Mexico.
Yeah. In a neutral setting, give me Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. Moving on to the local stuff, North America and CONCACAF. Those qualifiers are currently taking place. And as it stands right now, Suriname is beating El Salvador at halftime 1-0. The match we had one match earlier. Nope, no. They've all that's the first match of the day. Correction.
Yeah.
So as it stands, that group is 4 matches being played. Suriname leads on goal difference over Panama, both of 6 points. Guatemala is right behind with 5, and El Salvador with 3. Is this surprising you? Because I kind of assumed Panama would be the clear favorite to win this group.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, Panama should be the favorite. Panama has got a decent team. I mean, beat the U.S. in the Nations League, beat us in the friggin' Gold Cup. I mean, they've got something about them. They really do. And you look at heading into this, you just expect Panama to be the favorite. But fair play, Suriname. With this win right here, especially considering the fact that Panama has to travel to Guatemala, who should lose that game, but they've shown some moments. They showed in the Gold Cup where they can pull off some results. It's going to get really interesting. It could get really, really interesting because final day, Suriname plays Guatemala and Panama plays El Salvador. They don't play each other anymore.
No. And the thing is with these, it's the top team does automatically qualify, and the second place team may get a spot for the Interconfederation playoff. So it's just as important to finish second. We could see Guatemala. I mean, any 3 of them can still go through. Guatemala is the biggest underdog, I'd say, considering they are a point back, but they play both of them. So 2 wins there, a win and a draw, and suddenly you're through.
Mm-hmm.
Looking into Group B, Jamaica, sadly, for our fandom of Curacao, Jamaica leads that group with 9 points. Curacao right behind them with 8. Trinidad and Tobago with 5, and Bermuda is already eliminated with 0 points. We don't believe we have Curacao and Jamaica anymore. Oh, we do. Last day will be.
That's going to be the
final
one.
Final day will be. Yes, it will be. Which that'll decide it right there. Curacao plays Bermuda and Jamaica plays at Trinidad and Tobago, which will not by any means be that easy of a match.
Yeah. I will say, though, Curacao needs to make sure they win this. If Jamaica wins, Jamaica goes to the World Cup. Yep. So they have to give themselves that final shot in the last day. And like you said, we're all rooting for it. We want to see the smallest nation ever go to the World Cup.
Which is crazy because I'm also very down with Jamaica to go.
I am
the reggae boys, so
I just figure they will. So it's like you just want to root for Curacao. From a CONCACAF perspective, you definitely want Jamaica because I think they'll put up a more competitive fight. And if you do qualify, I'm sure there's some dual nats that I'm not even thinking of over in England that you could lure to come over and play for you along with the ones that they already have.
Yeah.
They could put together a pretty competitive squad. But seeing the smallest nation ever qualify, the nation of Curacao, which wasn't even a FIFA member until pretty recently, all things considered, would be awesome because they used to be Netherlands Antilles back in the day. And I think they only competed in the Olympics. I don't think they had a FIFA team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it only became a country in 2010.
Exactly. They were Dutch overseas territory. So it'd be very cool to see that happen. They've got 2 away games this international window, which sucks. But you have Bermuda today. That should be a win. Take care of that, and you set up quite the finish with Jamaica, who I assume will be Trinidad and Tobago today. But honestly, I'm not putting it past Trinidad and Tobago to not get something out of this.
No, I mean, they already did that against Curacao in the last international break and stole 2 points from them. But it's also, and I'm more curious because I haven't really looked into it at all, but after the major hurricanes in Jamaica, I wonder if they're playing their matches in Jamaica or if they're playing elsewhere.
You know, I have not even thought of that.
I just thought about that now because it's scheduled to be in Kingston.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I'm looking at Wikipedia. Who knows? Who knows? But no, that's actually a really good point. And beyond just where they're going to play it, what impact does that have? Is that going to motivate them?
Oh, I think it'll back them. It gives the crowds, and if they qualify, it gives the people of Jamaica something to celebrate after a tough time recently.
Well, you just gave me more of a reason to root for Jamaica, honestly. I completely didn't think about that.
Yeah. Give me the Jamaican bobsled team, though. They're coming back in the Winter Olympics, I hope.
Oh, dude, I love seeing it. They had an alpine skier at the last one too. I don't know if that'll happen again. I think that was a one-off.
It's a great time for sports.
Oh yeah.
Looking at Group C, the final one, Honduras currently lead with 8 points, Costa Rica with 6, Haiti with 5, and Nicaragua with 1. Nicaragua cannot qualify automatically, but they're able to get to the playoff, Interconfederation playoff potentially. Will they? I don't think so, as they have to take on Honduras and go to Haiti. So I wouldn't imagine that Honduras and Costa Rica will finish the top 2. Do you have a pick of which one you think finishes ahead, considering they play in Costa Rica on the final day?
And that's why I was going to say Costa Rica.
Okay.
But I'm not putting it past Haiti to not mess things up for some people here. Yeah. I mean, they tied both these two teams in the first round of games, I guess. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Haiti got a point out of this Costa Rica game today.
Yeah.
Which, let me look real quickly, could put it out of reach. They could put it out of reach because I think Honduras beats Nicaragua. Nicaragua, it's been fun, been great having you, but I just see no way in which they.
Yeah, I don't think though.
In which they win. Haiti still has an outside chance, but I'm not backing them. If Costa Rica wins this game against Haiti, I'm backing Costa Rica to qualify.
Okay.
If not, it's probably going to be a non-issue, and Honduras goes through, and it's not even worth the discussion. So we'll see. I really don't know because it's at Haiti. I'm backing Costa Rica to win, but that will really that changes everything. That game right there is going to be the dictator. If Costa Rica wins, which I think they will, though, I'm backing Costa Rica.
I will say the first match meeting between these two was a 91st minute equalizer for Costa Rica just to steal a point at home. Yeah. And this came after they scored a minute in to take the lead. Now, times change. Teams have bad days, good days, and Haiti, you never know. But they also drew with Honduras, so Haiti's not a bad side by any means.
And that's proven that in this. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying they're not out of it. Like, even though it's those two right now, Haiti's right there. They just need to pick up a win today, and they're at home, and suddenly everything changes. And it could be a battle for second if that's the case.
Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing as well. Curacao, at least the second place, the top 2 of the 3 second-place teams go to the Interconfederation playoff. Curacao, Costa Rica, and Panama are the 3 second-place teams now. Curacao leads with 8 points. Costa Rica edging out Panama on goal difference. So those are 2 more things to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Anything else from North America that you're expecting to see or want to talk about from CONCACAF?
I think we covered the qualifiers.
Yeah. I would say we could talk about South America, but South America's been wrapped up. We know everything that's happening there. Same with Oceania, as New Zealand is the only team to qualify. New Caledonia goes to the playoff, which just leaves Europe and UEFA, which one more team has qualified. England had qualified at the last international break. France becomes the second European team to qualify today. Norway is all but qualified. Mm-hmm. Do you think Italy can pull off the greatest comeback in history and beat Norway on the final day by 17 or more goals?
Absolutely not. But if anyone was to somehow blow this, in a weird way, I feel like it could be Norway. But there's no shot. They have a plus 17 goal difference to make up. That means they have to win by 9 goals.
Yep.
There's absolutely no way that they do that unless there's just some ridiculous buy-offs and match fixing involved.
Especially when you have the hottest player in the world in Erling Haaland on your team.
Exactly. There's no shot. I don't think Italy can even score 9 goals in a game. I'm not trying to throw shade. I don't think they have that.
I don't know the last time they would have scored 9 goals in a game.
They've got some good players, don't get me wrong. I don't think of Italy as a team that could run up the score on someone, to be honest.
Italy's biggest international win was 9-0.
So they've done it before. When was that?
1948 against the U.S.
Yeah, okay. Well, fuck. So there you go.
They're saying there's a chance, but not a good one.
Apparently. You have to play. That was back when the U.S. had postmen on their team.
Yep, exactly. But looking at some of the other groups, is there any ones that really stand out to you heading into the final day?
Honestly,
final days?
Yeah. I mean, just moving one spot up, Group H, we've got some fireworks there with Bosnia and Austria.
Yes,
Looking at
we
that.
do.
Group J, I mean, Belgium probably should be fine, but North Macedonia is pushing them.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's actually just look through these here.
Yeah, we'll just start at the top.
Yeah.
Germany and Slovakia. And as it works in UEFA, the top team goes to the World Cup, and the next teams go to the second round of playoff, which will result with two or three more teams. Is it three more teams? Three more teams qualifying for the World Cup. As the playoff looks, it's a whole mess with teams of Nations League potentially advancing. So that's its own sort of shit show, and that's why technically San Marino, despite having 0 points, can still qualify.
It's actually insane.
Which I think that's ridiculous, but that's beside the point. We don't have a say in any of this. Germany leads with 9 points. Slovakia is right with them with 9 as well. The German goal difference is 2 goals better. And Germany has to play last place Luxembourg and then Slovakia. So it's Slovakia they're talking, not Slovenia. So that could come down to the final day as well. Slovakia played Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland's not completely eliminated yet.
Yeah, that's something you have to throw in there as well. Northern Ireland wins that, and they could. I mean, I don't think with the goal difference that I'm assuming Germany's going to rack up with that Luxembourg game, I don't think Northern Ireland will be able to take that first spot, but second spot easily.
Yeah, and I mean, Northern Ireland still plays Luxembourg as well, so that's one that you never know. Say somehow Northern Ireland wins both matches and Germany and Slovakia draw. The Northern Irish will finesse everybody and make it to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Who do you expect to come out of this group?
Oh, Germany easily.
Okay. Yeah, that's the same. Switzerland look all but locked. They have 10 points. Kosovo with 7. Slovenia 3. Sweden 1. Neither Slovenia or Sweden can now automatically qualify, but they can through the playoff. Slovenia plays Kosovo. Switzerland play, and then Switzerland ends it at Kosovo. It's going to need a lot because Kosovo's goal difference is -1. Switzerland's is +9.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Other exciting one, which I think this is more of one of the most exciting ones, Denmark and Scotland going at it, both on 10 points. Denmark has the major goal difference advantage. It's a 6-goal swing, yet they play each other on the final day.
Yeah.
Are we going to see some craziness? Because Denmark plays Belarus, and you'd assume they'll bump up their goal tally there. Scotland takes on Greece before hosting Denmark in the final game.
I think the fact that it's in Scotland, I'm backing the Scots. I'm backing the Scottish, dude. I really am. I mean, Denmark, they've been there, they've done that, but Scotland's in this kind of new era of their national team actually being kind of good. I know the Euros didn't go quite to plan, but that qualifying campaign did. Yeah. And then looking at them now, like they're right there, and they just have to take care of business. And then you're hosting on the final day. You win there, and you're back in. And I think people underestimate those who don't know the power of Scottish fans. Yes. They can do some magic. So if both teams take care of business and that's the final battle, I'm taking Scotland.
Yeah, at Hampden Park, it'll be a raucous crowd on hand for that. I think Denmark at the end of the day is too good. So I believe Denmark will get it done. And if anything, it'll be a match like the first time those two met, where it's 0-0, absolutely diabolical match. But they just did what they had to do and got a point. We've already talked about Group D. France has qualified. Who do you think gets the playoff spot from Iceland and the Ukraine?
I'm back in Ukraine. I think they're better. I know they're not playing in Ukraine. Obviously, that's not possible right now.
Yeah.
But I still think they're the better team. I'm going to back them. But I do want Iceland.
Yeah. I think Ukraine's just better and has more talent on their side. So I think they'll advance. Spain or Turkey? I think Spain's my early pick to win the World Cup next year.
Oh, yeah. That's not even crazy. That's not a crazy shout at all.
Yeah, no. And they have to take on. All they need is 3 points, most likely. Yeah, 3 because they're not going to have the goal difference. So they need 3 points away to Georgia and home to Turkey. Do you see any way Spain doesn't qualify?
No. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory here. Spain wins the group, Turkey finishes second.
Yep. And Portugal, Hungary, Ireland, all kind of right there. The Irish had a huge help today by beating Portugal 2-0. Ronaldo was sent off, so that's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Portugal, however, has to play Armenia. I don't see how they lose to Armenia, so that would qualify them. Whereas Hungary and Ireland play each other in Bucharest, or is it Budapest? Budapest in Hungary. So who do you think gets that second place spot, assuming some crazy miracle doesn't happen with Armenia?
I think Ireland sucks, and I'm Irish. I got to back Hungary. They've got some guys, man. They really do. So,
and playing in Hungary is not ever the easiest.
Oh no, those fans are friggin' wild. I'm terrified of them.
Yeah. Ricky Dicky Dutch, the Netherlands, and Poland are kind of the only two left with a real chance to actually qualify. I don't see how the Netherlands doesn't get it done, especially when they play Lithuania on the final day, but play Poland first. Play Poland tomorrow.
Yeah. Now the goal difference is looking insurmountable for me. And I know Poland plays Malta on the final day. That's a chance to
build it up,
back up the scoreline, but I think it's just too much at this point, considering that they're 13 goals away. I just don't see it happening, especially with Netherlands playing Lithuania on the final day at home. Game they should easily win.
Yeah,
I think
a game they should win comfortably as well.
Comfortably. So Netherlands should qualify. Poland goes to the playoffs. It seems like that's kind of their it's their usual final destination.
Yeah, exactly. This is the one I'll let you take over for group H, because this is one you mentioned beforehand that you're really excited about.
Yeah, first of all, Austria. I've always talked about them in terms of like European championships, always being this dark horse team, but they've never. I've never really seen it actually come to fruition with them. Although they were looking very good at this last Euros, I will give them that. Really good. So, but seeing Bosnia back in the picture has been pretty exciting as well. And this is one that I'm excited about because this comes down to the final day as well. Mm-hmm. Bosnia traveling to Austria. The game's going to be played in Vienna.
That's going to be a fun atmosphere.
But Bosnia could be in trouble before that because they're playing Romania, who's a very good team. Well, now they're playing at home. But if Romania wins that, suddenly everything's turned on its head. And then Romania could try to get that second place spot. So,
yeah. And here's the issue with Romania, though. They're automatically guaranteed a spot in the playoffs because of Nations League ranking. So it's not like, obviously you want to qualify automatically, but it's not like they're really playing they're not playing like their life depends on it. Let's put it that way.
No, not at all. If they do make this is one of those scenarios where San Marino can make the World Cup, though.
Yes.
I will say that because for this to happen, you need a team like that to already make it in. And then bang, 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 we keep going down the ladder with everything. And if we're looking at the Nations League look right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if Romania is to take that spot, it goes to Moldova. And then we talked about the Northern Ireland situation earlier. If they find a way to get in the top 2, there's San Marino. So there's a lot of chaos that is still
to be had.
Yeah, still there to be had. And this group in particular really excites me because of the impact it can have on the fact that I do think Romania could be the team that really kind of sets things into motion with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it could be a very spicy final group. final days for this one. And the whole thing, this whole new playoff, I guess it's not a new thing, but with the expanded World Cup and seeing some of these tiny teams possibly making it, not that like say San Marino does end up going to the playoffs. They're not gonna do anything, but you never know.
No.
So who are you backing in this? Are you thinking it's going to be a Romania, Bosnia, or Austria?
Austria to win the group, and I am backing Bosnia because they're playing Romania at home.
Okay.
I don't think the chaos will happen. Unfortunately, and you brought up the most important point of all this. Romania doesn't need
Yeah.
at that spot. They're not playing for their lives like Bosnia are. And I mean, looking at it, where'd it go? I just lost it here. They realistically aren't going to finish first. It's not now the fact that Austria has
Cyprus.
Yeah, to play. So yeah, we'll see how the dynamics work. I am going to say it. I'm thinking Austria, I'm thinking Bosnia, but I think this is going to be one of the most exciting groups to watch here.
Oh, definitely is. And those don't play until, at least the Cyprus, Austria, Bosnia, Romania don't play until Saturday and then Tuesday. So there's still still a few days to go until that one takes shape.
Yeah.
Looking at it, we've kind of talked about Group I with Norway and Italy. Good on Norway. I'm hyped for them.
Mm-hmm.
Moldova still in with a shout based on, once again, Nations League rankings. They can still advance. Then looking at Group J, you kind of talked a bit about Belgium and North Macedonia. Do you see Belgium slipping up, or
no?
Do you think they're pretty confident?
Yeah, I mean, they're good. They're already a point ahead, and they played one last game.
Yeah, and they have significant goal difference advantage.
No Wales, though. No return trip for Wales. It's
not necessarily. They are another team that's assured of berth in the playoff.
God, I keep forgetting this.
Dude, this playoff stuff is throwing a wrench into a lot of things.
Yeah, I honestly hate it, but that's just
I'm not a huge fan of I'm not a fan of the expanded World Cup to begin with. So
yeah, I mean we could keep talking. Pretty soon it's going to be a 64-team single elimination March Madness style tournament. So let's just get ready for it.
I mean, we've already put up the idea of here's a crazy concept. You do like a group stage based regionally. Then those top teams from all the regions kind of go and play in another tournament instead of or playing like the third, fourth rounds. Oh wait, that's what we do right now. We don't need a massive World Cup with every team competing in it because that's the whole point of qualifying. And that's pretty much what the World Cup qualifiers are. It's
the World Cup, man. The dumbest thing is when people are like, we need more teams to participate in the World Cup. Hey, dummies, what do you think qualifying is? It's called participation. You know, when you're doing UEFA Champions League qualifiers, you're still in the Champions League. Those goals count for like who's the top goal scorer in the Champions League because it's all part of it. It's the same thing here. You're still part of it, you know?
Just be good enough to actually qualify as well.
Yeah, we're gonna dilute the gains. You're gonna see.
We talked about it last time we did an international break episode. Cape Verde is going to get massacred by some team. Jordan is going to get leveled by a team. There's so many teams that are just not capable of competing. Sure, it's a great story, but Jamaica, Curacao, if they qualify, I don't really see them competing with the likes of England or Spain. Jamaica, maybe.
Jamaica to at least have a shot. Curacao, no way. Suriname, no way.
No, it's crazy, but
we saw Panama when they've gone. They got killed. They're a better team now than men, but they still got hurt.
Yeah, exactly. We'll say other matches to look at, or other groups to look at. Albania has qualified for the playoffs already. Serbia can qualify through Nations League, I believe. Or at least qualify for the playoffs through Nations League. And then does that surprise you at all that Albania made it into the playoffs automatically over Serbia?
I feel like they're basically the same nation. It's really not. That's probably
don't go telling them that.
Yeah, it will ruffle a lot of feathers, but from a football perspective, I think they're pretty friggin' similar.
Yeah. Then Group L, last but not least, Croatia currently leads with 16 points. And they have a match in hand over Czech Republic, who is 13, and the mighty Faroe Islands with 12. It all comes down to, I think, who can qualify for the playoff. I don't see Croatia really fumbling the ball, considering they have Montenegro on the last day, but also play Faroe Islands first.
Yeah, you want to see some madness happen. Czech Republic does.
They play Gibraltar.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? I mean, Montenegro maybe can give some problems to Croatia. They should take care of business. That should be wrapped up no matter what. I mean, it'll be wrapped up probably. Faroe Islands are toast. I don't see any way it happens with Czech Republic playing Gibraltar and Faroe Islands playing at Croatia. But what an effort from them. Fair play.
Yep. It's fun run while it lasted. Had some impressive wins, taking down the Czech Republic. Who else? But narrowly losing to Croatia. So good on the Faroe Islands. At least he made it there.
Yeah.
They made it close. But all right, Jackson, that has kind of wrapped up every country, every continent, at least, in the World Cup. Any final thoughts on World Cup qualifying or anything else?
We're at that point now where it's going to be exciting to watch. I'm pretty excited to watch some of this stuff unfold, see who's in, see who's out. We're going to have every team but like 5 or 6 after this who's officially qualified.
Yep. I think
it'll
be the three UEFA teams and then the other 2. So I think 5 total teams left.
Yeah, so it's crunch time, and I'm very excited to watch some of the stuff. CONCACAF might be as exciting as it gets, but at the same time, AFC comes down to 1 game, Africa comes down to 1 game, then UEFA is we just talked about it here. There's some exciting stuff to watch. I'm just excited to watch it all unfold.
Oh yeah, and it's a great time once again.
Oh yeah,
because I mean, you get a little bit of international loving now, and then that's a whole another conversation for another day, especially around the Premier League and all their African players. We have the African Cup of Nations, our favorite tournament, start kicking off. I think late December.
Yeah, so, which is going to be like a nice little appetizer, if you will. We have the U17 World Cup going on right now.
Yep, that is.
I've been keeping an eye on the U.S. games, and honestly, that I don't care.
It's pretty chalk, isn't it, right now?
Yeah, it is. I also hate how they're playing every game at like a youth training center in Qatar.
Yeah.
It just, God, I think they're hosting the next few too. I don't know that for certain, but I think they somehow
surprised me. You know, speaking of the U17 World Cup, I think they had the U17 Women's World Cup as well in Morocco.
Yeah, it was happening.
And did you happen to see who won that one for a record 4th time?
I did not.
The mighty North Korean women's U17 national team. And I'm just going to put this out there. I know it's the women's game, but not the men's. But in the knockout stage, North Korea beat Morocco 6-1, Japan 5-1, Brazil 2-0, and the Netherlands 3-0 in the final.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they've won the record 4 U17 Women's World Cups. Yep. And this is their 2nd in a row. So who'd have thought that? Who'd have thought that North Korean women's youth soccer or football is as good as it is?
Their senior team's actually not bad, though. I will say that.
On the women's side? Okay.
Yeah. Women's side isn't that bad. I don't think. I could be talking on my ass. I'm fairly confident. I always see them at the Olympics or the World Cup.
Yeah. Let's see where they are in the FIFA women's rankings. But I guess I'd say another question for another day. Hey, maybe the North Korean men will qualify for a World Cup soon. Oh yeah, women are ranked 10th in the world.
Yeah, they ain't bad.
Not at all. But anything else, Jackson? Or I think
this was a lot more comprehensive than I thought we'd go today. I think we didn't really have any tangents outside of the sport.
Yeah,
which is new because there's a lot to go into always with everything. and we still went over an hour just talking about everything. So I think we talked like over 40 minutes about World Cup qualifying.
Which, I mean, there's a lot to talk about, a lot of stuff in detail. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed our World Cup centric episode. Make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of ours or any other shows on Vendetta Sports Media's YouTube channel. We will see you all next week.